Hello everyone, I'm teacher Fang. So the other day, one of my students asked me to provide advice for her university interview. Have you got any idea about how to give people advice in English? Right, this is what we are going to learn today. Life is not always as easy as it seems, is it? Sometimes people don't have a clue what to do. But there are so many ways to give people advice in English, just like a native speaker. Today I have my friend Elise. She will help me explain this to you.
Hello friends, you must know me Elise. Well, I always give myself very good advice. Do you know how to give people advice? Today I'll show you how. First, use a modal verb. There are two modal verbs we often use for giving advice: should and ought to. Both of them are similar in meaning. Apparently, should is more common than ought to, and ought to is more formal than should. For example, you should stop worrying so much. You can use I think to express your opinion. I think you should stop worrying so much. So we use should when we want to express our ideas or opinions. You ought to prepare answers for common questions. You ought not to forget that. We use ought to say something that is necessary. However, the negative of ought to is not common, so we usually use should not instead. So it would be, you shouldn't forget that, or you should not forget that. Second one, make it into a question. If you don't want others to feel pressure about receiving suggestions they may don't want, you can raise questions to let them consider. Using why don't, how about, and have you thought about is a bit softer way to give advice. For example, why don't you practice interview with a teacher or advisor? How about practicing interview with a teacher or advisor? Have you thought about practicing interviews with a teacher or advisor? Things like this will work. Here this one. Put yourself in the person's position. What's that? To show that you try to understand them. You can use the if clause. If I were you, I would. Of course, I'm not you, but if I were you, I would do what? For example, if I were you, I would find out where the interview takes place. If I were you, I wouldn't show up late. Next, make a suggestion. Use the words suggest and recommend to give someone a direct advice. For example, I suggest that you dress appropriately for the interview. I suggest dressing appropriately for the interview. I recommend being honest on your portfolio. Well, you can give advice in a stronger way. You can express your stressful intention to show that it's really important that there will be some consequences if they don't follow the advice. Using had better. For example, you had better arrive there early. You had better not show up late. You had better arrive there early, or you will fail the interview. Use had better with or to show the negative result of not following your advice.
So now you know how to give advice in English. These are common ways that used very often by native speakers. Try using it next time someone asks you advice. Good luck, bye.